in July of the year 2000, X-Men was released in theaters. This is my DVD copy of the film. This was our superhero film of the future. This was the one. This had Hugh Jackman premiering as Wolverine. Still relatively unknown back then. You know how I know that? Look at the only highlighted names on the back of this case. Patrick Stewart and Ian Mckellen. They're the only ones top billed in the description. Of course, Hugh Jackman's right after Patrick Stewart on the back. But it was after 2000 when Hugh Jackman went crazy popular. Why are we looking at this? Why are we looking at this DVD? I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to put it in the thumbnail. We are looking at this DVD because I have here beside me a collection of almost every single figure released for the first X-Men movie. And we're going to look at all of them. We are going to look at every single figure. Yes, that's right. I found these online, Facebook Marketplace. Not as useless as I thought it was. A gentleman was getting rid of his collection. He had these figures, didn't want them anymore. I don't know how some of the mechanisms are supposed to work, but he wanted to get rid of all of them all in one shot. So I gave him the price that he asked for. And here we are. So we've got 2 Wolverines already. I like this one. This one's kind of cool. So these are Toy Biz. The movie came out in 2000, so keep in mind this is almost 20-year-old action figure technology and details and things. I've got some comparisons that we'll do to show what we were getting back then. But this one's kind of cool because you can see the release mechanisms on the back here. So if I pop in the claws and look at how rough like they were doing the best they could with what they had at the time. And then if you move the arms back to activate the levers in the back, pops his claws. That's pretty cool. I like that one. So these figures are all made by Toy Biz. They were all made for the release of the film. The first wave was. I don't have them separated. They're all just in a box. Here's Anna Paquin as Rogue. Not very well articulated. The hips only rotate this way. And the knees obviously are single jointed. And not much by way of ankle rotation or anything too. A little bit, but just enough to get her standing, I think. Maybe not. We might not spend too much time trying to get these figures to stand. Some of them by design, like this leg is longer than this one. Some of them by design just are not going to cooperate. So if they don't stand up in a couple seconds, we're just going to move on because we've got a lot of figures to cover here. And I still want to do a comparison with some newer stuff at the end. Oh, here's a popular one. Here's Jeanne Gray from the film. Very, very interesting. Again, the same thing with the hip rotation only. Look at the size of her waist. That's not even anatomically correct, I think. Got little knee flaps on the boots. Heels. I don't think this one's going to stand up. This one's going to be tough. No elbow articulation. Nice that they have the glove cut, though. The gloves do let the hands rotate, which is nice. Oh, I just ripped out her ponytail. Oops. Will she stand? Yes, she will stand. Not for long, though. I'm sure she's going to fall over. It's very, I can see how wobbly it is. Yeah. High heels on an action figure. usually not the greatest. Oh, we're going to save that one. We're going to come back to that one. Here's a nice one. Here's Rogue again, but with some soft goods. This is really nice. It's not like super detailed, but remember this is from the year 2000 or 1999 or something like that. It's almost 20 years old. Look at the look at the knees. And that's with this seam here lining up. That's interesting. I don't remember this being a scene in the movie where she has to kneel in this outfit. I'm not sure. Pretty sure she just wears this on the train. They actually shot that scene where Toad is on the ceiling of the train station at Union Station in Toronto. If you didn't know, but most of you probably already knew that. So it's kind of cool. The soft goods is a nice touch. Different face sculpt on this one too. Ever so slightly different. That's pretty cool. I'm impressed that these are standing. Here we go. We got battle suit. Oh, we should do all the battle suits all at once. Is what we should do. And of course, this is the one that's gonna have. Yeah, he's gonna slash you. That's cool. You can always tell when Toy Biz put out a figure that had some kind of action that wasn't. It's not apparent. There's no buttons or anything, but they put this little tab on the back. This little thing here, and that's how you know. Okay, this is gonna do something. I don't know what it is, but it's gonna do something. You always tell from that tab. It's too bad the claws are bent, but I'm not gonna try to fix it. It is what it is. So I wonder if these were just on display in the guy's house or something. Because they're all clean. Actually, you know what? They probably were in storage. Because they, when I got them home, they kind of smell musty, kind of. Like they've been in a box for way too long in a basement. I'm just trying to pick out, save the cool ones for last, you know? Okay, so this Jeanne Gray... I'm trying to remember. I looked it up. I did some homework. This Jeanne Gray, I believe, comes with this guy. This is that senator. I'm sorry if you're a big X-Men fan. I can't remember the guy's name, but he's the one that turns into... He's on the table. They try to save him, and he starts turning into goop. He just kind of melts away. This is really disgusting. This is full of like some kind of beads on the inside, and it's just a soft rubber thing. It's so gross, but it does a very effective job of representing that scene in the movie. I don't remember what this is from. I need to go back and watch the movie, obviously, but because it's been a while. That DVD's been sitting there for a very long time. But there's this Jeanne Gray who's trapped in this green stuff. She's got this thing in her back. No articulation. Kind of interesting. Not really sure what that's about anymore because it's been a long time. But yeah, there you go. There's that little piece. I honestly can't recall what the heck is going on with that piece. What is that? Okay. We'll do one of these guys. Sabretooth. This is cool. This guy's huge. Like, this is like orc level, bigger than an orc from right around the same time. Spoiler alert, that's actually some of the comparisons that we're going to do. I have some Lord of the Rings figures that are... Oh yeah, okay. I remember now. This is one of the ones where... It must be a 2-pack. There must have been a 2-pack because I was trying to figure out where all these figures came from. There's this Sabretooth and there's this Logan. And I think this one has some... It's pretty clear. I'm pretty confident. This one has some damage. It was exposed to a little bit of heat. But I think they have healing factor. Because if I push this lever on the back of Sabretooth, his face kind of expands into something a little more not squished. And then this one does the same thing. So I think his nose melted. It's pretty obvious his nose melted, but going from squished to like normal looking. I think this must have been a Sabretooth versus Wolverine 2-pack where they're like beating each other up and then their healing factor is what brings them back. I think it would make sense if that's the case, but I didn't get a chance to finish my research. I just wanted to get this video started, get these guys on the camera for you. So, but yeah, this guy's pretty hideous because his face is melting, literally. Not like a face melting in a cool guitar solo way, just like literally melting. And it's Sabretooth. He's huge. Such a big figure. It's a shame that they don't have more articulation on big guys like this back then. Because they've got room for it. Even with the bigger joints, they've got lots of room. Because of how big they are. Okay, next. We got another Sabretooth. This is the regular one. This is definitely the one from like, he would have come in a single pack by himself. Oh, and he's spring-loaded. His waist is spring-loaded. Which is cool, but there's no fist. So why? He's gonna like, hey, I'm gonna give you a high five or something. High five, yeah, go team. I don't know. Anyway. Sabretooth. He's gonna get rogue, look out. Next up, we have Sir Ian Mckellen. This is an interesting figure. I got a chance to look at it. So remember, I said this movie came out in the year 2000, so these figures are from around that time, maybe a little earlier. Look at this cape. Look at this cape. It has a wire, and it's sewn into the edge. The wire is only along the bottom edge. This seam here and this seam here, there's no wire. But all along the bottom edge here, you've got this. And look at this. Look at this. Can you believe this is 20 years old? When I had this in my hand and I was looking at this, I could not believe it. What does the action do? Oh my gosh, did I just break something? Oh, he's supposed to raise his hands. Look at the size of his hand. That looks cartoony. The size of this fist too. Yeah, something's broken here. I didn't break it. I found it like that. But anyway, the cape is amazing. And here's his helmet. Pretty decent. Decent likeness too. Not too bad. Looks good. Looks good. Love the cape. That's just fantastic. Super cool. He's got a magnet here. I was trying to figure out, there's some accessories. Some sets here. I think he probably goes on this one. There's probably something to do with the train track. Because I remember he's in the film trying to get at Rogue. He bends the tracks up at her. Not really sure what that's supposed to do, but I think he's like, he does something and it lifts up the track and whatever. That's just a guess though. This is a lot of Dio to put in one package though. We'll show you some packaged figures in a minute here. Even though I'm probably gonna run out of space for them because I'm putting these guys too close to the camera. We might have to move the camera back. So we got this like little piece, which is cool. Who's next? Okay, we'll do this guy next. This is the only one of the figures that is incomplete. In the package, he comes with this, so this is portrayed by Ray Park. Right around the time of the Phantom Menace. Right around that time. I think this was after Phantom Menace. And yeah, pretty sure it would have been after Phantom Menace. So it's supposed to come with 2 tongues, and it comes with like a green thing that he spits at somebody. I don't recall, but it's pretty cool. And the tongues come out. I'm not going to take this one out because it only has one, but you can make him like hanging on when he's fighting Storm, or trying to fight Storm. She's going to make him blow away. So it was pretty cool. We'll put him here. That's Darth Maul right there. You better watch out for him. Okay, up next, we are going to do... So this one is not the greatest. Right off the bat, if you look at this, look at the likeness. That's supposed to be Patrick Stewart. Are you for real? This one's way off. But there's another one that I have here, which is actually greatly improved. It's not perfect, but there you go. You can already see. So this is wave 1, and this is wave 2. They definitely got closer on wave 2 to Sir Patrick Stewart. Is he a sir? Is he knighted? So this wave 2 says copyright 2000, which makes sense. Okay. I gotta make sure I don't drop anything here. But he comes with Cerebro. I don't know if this is broken. It doesn't really fit his head really well. I don't remember it looking like this in the film. He's certainly not wearing it backwards. And then I don't think it plugs into the chair anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, does it... Maybe it does. Maybe it's supposed to plug in here. Is this the Cerebro chair? And not just a wheelchair? Sorry guys, I didn't watch the movie. I should have watched the movie first before doing this video, but... Them's the breaks, kid. Them's the breaks. How did I do this? I figured this out. Oh, he has the arms. You gotta lift up his arms to move the peg down. Then you can put him in the chair and put the ports all together. Cerebro's in place. Okay, so it must plug into the back here like this. That makes sense. So this one is damaged. It is broken on the one side. And then as you make his arms go up and down, you're moving that slot in the back. It moves these wheels. I don't know why you would do that. Why? That's just weird, like, action. But anyway, there's the professor. Oh, I was afraid of that. That's okay. We're gonna have to move everything anyway. Okay, next. Halle Berry as Storm. She's got a lever here to lift up her arm. Oh yeah, okay, you can do different actions with it. Also a disproportionately thin waist. Unfortunate, she's got really interesting, like, I don't know why, it's like she's in a seated position. Is that for the Blackbird or something? But then again, the hip articulation is just an angled swivel. So she's got to pee. She's got to go to the bathroom. And then she's ready to fly in the Blackbird. And that's, like, there's no middle ground. Like, standing this figure with these heels like this. What, she's going to stand like that? No. So I think the solution for this one, she actually comes with this. And I think that's how you're supposed to display her all the time. Because I don't think she stands. And I think you just kind of do one of these things. I think. Okay. I can't tell if it's in enough or not. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, her feet peg into this base here? There's some pegs down here. Oh, the pegs are huge. It's like her left foot's never going to fit on this peg. Yeah, that's not compelling enough to make me want to mess around with that. But wait, there's more. So one of these Logans, I think it's this one. comes with this. At some point, Magneto wraps him up in some steel stuff. So you can pose him with this, which has just articulation to close it, and that's basically it. It doesn't do anything else. Oh, come on. I had him posed, and now he's not going to stand for me. That's... Come on, Hugh. Come on, buddy. There we go. That's it. It's just some wreckage, some metal. Oh, look, there's... I guess it's from the train or something. That's it. Little piece, tchotchke thing. Next, we have this guy. This sorry looking dude. I didn't find in my research, I was trying to, learn about these figures. I couldn't find... Oh, I think I figured it out. I was going to say, I couldn't figure out how this guy goes together. But you just twist like this. Twist this clockwise. And it pulls the strings back in. You've got your security guard. Your rent-a-cop. Kind of dopey looking. I don't want to pull too hard. I'm afraid the string's going to break. It's going to fail. But then you just hit him in the center right here. And he's dead. Just falls right over. That's kind of creepy. That happens in the film. I remember something like this, frightening like this, happening in the film. I just don't remember where it happens or who does it. Someone kills this guy. Will he even stand? This is crazy. You don't see stuff like this anymore, folks. You definitely don't see... No, he's not going to stand. But that's... We'll leave him like this. Just because I don't want to put any unnecessary stress on the strings that hold him together. Oh, I forgot. This comes with another Logan. Maybe this one. And this is kind of cool. It's a X-ray to show his skeletal system. And here, there's the lines representing his claws. So that's an interesting little accessory, not particularly useful. For like, I guess you could use this. I lied. You could use this as like a dial thing. Anyway, next we have Mystique. And this is not Jennifer Lawrence. This was portrayed by Rebecca Romaine. I don't know how to say her last name. And I think at the time was Stamos as well. Again, waist, I think, is not anatomically correct. She's also spring-loaded at the waist, like Sabretooth. Yeah, she's gonna... I think her fighting style is just like slaps people. Something like that. It's getting tight here. Very menacing looking. She does stand. I just don't remember how I had her standing before. But, oh yeah, there she is. The interesting thing about this figure that you definitely don't see anymore is she comes with this. What do we have here? We have a rubber suit to make her look like Logan. To make her look like Wolverine. I remember when these figures came out and I saw that. I was like, that is the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen in my life. And I haven't tried to put it on her yet. I was going to wait until I did the video. Because the articulation on the figure is not the greatest, obviously. And the rubber is now 20 years old. So we're only going to do this once on camera. And then that's going to be it. I'm going to take it off and we're never going to do this ever again. Because this is old. This is like a decade away from being vintage already. That's crazy. Just crazy. This is going to take a while. I wonder if we should do this off camera and then just show you the end result. Yeah, I'm trying to be so gentle. I really don't want to, because her foot is pointy. It could just go right through the rubber. You know? You know what I mean? I don't even want to do it. Honestly, I'm so scared. It feels so thin and it would just be a ton of work to get her dressed like this. We're not doing it. Abort, abort, abort. I'm so nervous about it. If I ruin this, then it's like just so sad. We'll just do this. We'll just put her head in. Show you the Mystique Logan. Oh, and look, you can see the paint is cracking around the seam. Her head's not all the way in there yet. I don't think I've ever seen an example of this still intact, which is another reason why I'm hesitant. You see it's starting to rip a little bit at the back here. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. But anyway, this is this is what it's supposed to look like. This looks so funny. Let's get one of the other ones over here. I mean, they use the same colors, but this one's definitely not gonna pass for that one. That's just funny. Oh, and boots too. She's got boots. So there you have it. There's Mystique. She's not gonna stand. Okay, last but not least, the timing on this one could not be better. The timing on this one could not be better. Cyclops. Here's Scott. And I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh, look, there's a button. But I didn't notice the battery compartment. The what? The battery compartment. He lights up. The reason why the timing on this is hilarious is because Mezco literally just released their Cyclops this week or last week, and it has the light up function. But his goggles come off, super creepy looking, and then he also, there's the light. So the batteries are dying clearly because it's very faint, but if I swap the batteries, I think it wouldn't look half bad. This is probably one of the best, oh boy, probably one of the best of the figures. Like, I like it the most. It makes me the most excited about these figures is the Cyclops, and I don't want to lose these goggles, this visor, because I'm never going to find another one ever again. Like, complete like this, with this, like, this collection is just phenomenal. As soon as I saw it, I knew I had to have it just to do this video, and that was it. That's why it's here. Okay, that's it for loose figures. Yeah, I'm sorry. We're just going to do this. We're just going to move them aside here like this. We'll be gentle. But we've got some in-package stuff to still talk about. And rather than them falling over, I'm just going to knock them over. Okay, up first. So this is still from the first movie. Oops. What? Oh, place top of Cyclops' head under light source for his light-up optic blast. So this one does not have batteries. This is like the 1995 Power of the Force R2-D2, where there's a little square. I think you can see it. A little square on the top of his head where you pass light through it and his visor will light up. How does he compare to the other one? What did I do with it? Here he is. The visor fell off. Same kind of hand thing they were going for there. So that's interesting. And this is the packaging. Like this is wave 2 of the series of these figures, but they all pretty much look like this. So there's Cyclops in package. This is a cool one. Here's Arctic Attack Sabretooth with snarl and slash actions. Here's wave 1. Looks like they maintained this and this and this. The hands look the same. Yep, the hands look the same. They just changed. They didn't even change the torso. They just added the jacket and did a different face. They improved the face sculpts considerably from wave 1 to wave 2. Probably because they had more time. That just tends to be the situation. When they have more time, they can do better things. And here's how his, what was it called? Oh yeah, snarl and slash. Squeeze his legs for claw swiping action. Sabretooth can battle other opponents with his claw swiping action. Oh, and what is this? Locate the trigger, and his facial expression changes. Really? It must be rubber. It's nice that this is still in the package. Oh, and there's soft goods too. Look at that. Wearing some kind of pelt thing. That's cool. That must be a rubber face. And when you push the button, the rubber face expands to show his teeth. That's crazy. I am dying to know what that looks like. I'm not opening this. I'm not doing it. I'll go watch it on YouTube. You should do the same thing. Next up, Rogue. We have a Rogue, but this time she's not running away. She's ready for battle. That's not the same face sculpt. I think it's the same as this one. I think this is a 2-pack. I think this Rogue comes with a Logan. Looks pretty similar face sculpt. Yeah, the hair is the same. This one's got more defined features though for some reason. But soft goods again. Very, very nice. Battlesuit Rogue. And a Paquin as Rogue. No, nothing on the back. She doesn't do anything. You just gotta put her cloak thing on. And that's it. Very cool. Next up we have... That's a good one. Hugh Jackman as Logan. Where's the other good Logan? There he is. They improved this face sculpt too. This was the best one, I think, of the ones that we've looked at so far. Maybe. Yeah, this is terrible. That's not even close. This one's getting warmer. I think this one's first. This one's getting warmer, but then this one I think is about as good as they got with this series from the first film. But again, soft goods. Denim jacket. Real denim. With claw slashing action and real denim. Look at that. Look at the claws, how they incorporated the claws. Crazy. And the wide stance. Like this. Super wide stance. That drives me nuts on these older figures. What does he do? Thumb tab. So they call it a thumb tab. You gotta use a thumb tab, and that's that little thing on the back. That's how you get the action happening. Alright guys, this is it. This has been a long video. Last but not least, I already showed this one. I should have saved Logan for last. Patrick Stewart as Professor X with anti-magnetic wheelchair. Okay, this part I remember. He goes to visit Magneto in prison. He has to sit in a plastic chair, because if he sits in a chair with metal, then Magneto has access to metal and he can mess up everybody's day. But look at the face sculpt. We already did. We already looked at the face sculpt. I like this one. This one's not bad. This one's not bad. This is like rivaling what we were getting in Star Trek figures at the time. The bubble's totally smushed. But that's it. You just place him in the anti-magnetic wheelchair as shown. That's it, guys. Very, very nice. Okay, let's do some comparisons now. It's time. It's that time in the video. We're going to do some comparisons. Okay, first off, Toy Biz is making these figures. They're doing a great job. At the time, these figures were pretty good. What can they compare to? We need some comparisons here. So here's what they put out in about 2000, and contrast that with what they put out in 2001. Here is Gandalf the Grey from the Lord of the Rings. This is classic stuff. Like, I gotta move this back though, because we can't see. Still can't see. My goodness. My arms aren't long enough for this. So there you go. 1 year later, they're putting this stuff out. No soft goods. This guy doesn't have soft goods either. but the accessories are on point on these. Let's do another one. We have here Frodo. I like the mini dios that these came with, some of them. Really, really nice. Really nice pieces. Yeah, let's just do this guy, Sabretooth. So they were messing around with the soft plastics a lot. Like this guy's jaw, I'm assuming that opens. Like that's the same kind of, a little bit softer, but like they were using the soft plastic on the cloaks from the Lord of the Rings figures. Toy Biz was. And they're just, it's just cool. It's just cool stuff, guys. Definitely we're taking a little more time on the sculpting on these compared to what we got on some of these. And they didn't have knee articulation on the Hobbits. I guess they just went for more standing poses with the Lord of the Rings kind of stuff, because that's kind of what we ended up with. Okay, that's it for like roughly contemporaries. Let's rewind a year now. Let's go back in time. Let's put... Oh, we should put the Ballies together. We should put the Ballies together. We've got Professor X again. And from a year prior, we're going to compare him to Morpheus. I don't have one of these out of package, and it's obviously from a different company. It's from N2 Toys, but they are contemporaries. They're right around the same time. The Matrix was a wildly successful film released in 1999. If you don't know what it is, go watch the first one. Don't bother with the second or third one. But here's what we were getting in 1999. The weapons, the single-jointed elbows. Looks like the head articulates left and right. Not much else we can tell about this figure. I'm not opening it because I don't want to. But there you go. Oh, this is Lawrence Fishburne, by the way, who it's portraying. So there's one comparison. We do have one more of these figures to compare. We will do the Chosen One next to Wolverine. So this is... I don't believe I have to explain this, but I probably do. Keanu Reeves portraying Neo from The Matrix. And, of course, Hugh Jackman as Logan. We've got that funky stance thing going on here. His hips only rotate up and down. And he's got a wide stance. And this is a wide stance. Articulated knees. But single articulation. And I'm pretty sure Neo has no ankle articulation. Yep. Nothing. And look at the size of the hands, too. The hands are huge on these figures. Huge hands. It's unfortunate. This one's got a paint issue. It's supposed to look like sunglasses, but it's kind of messed up. Anyway. So, yeah, Keanu Reeves and Hugh Jackman. Right around the same time. Just a year prior, we were getting figures from The Matrix. Okay. That's it for carded comparison. Let's quickly do some loose comparisons. I'm just trying to organize these figures over here. Sorry. Just 1 second. Oh, wow. That explains why that one's damaged. I understand now. Okay. Let's compare. So a few years later, we get from the same studio, from Fox, we get Fantastic Four. Rise of the Silver Surfer, I think is the name of the film. So this is what they were making in 2005. Toy Biz. 2005 Toy Biz. We've got Ben Grimm. I forget the actor's name. We've got Mr. Fantastic. I forget the actor's name. Is this 2005? Oh, what is all that? I have to clean that up. I hope it's just sticky tack. Yep, 2005. He's probably not going to stand because of that stuff. Look at this. Look at this. Hip articulation, shoulder articulation. This is all it takes, right? We just fast forward 5 years. And look, toe articulation. We just fast forward 5 years and look what we start getting from Toy Biz, from movie figures. This is where we end up with, eventually with the first run of Legends. Eventually, I don't know what year it is though. I have to look it up. And we have, of course, the lovely Jessica Alba as the Invisible Woman. She has shoulder articulation. She's got a bicep swivel. She's got double jointed elbows. She's got a forearm cut. She's got articulated wrists. And she's got articulated fingers. This is 2005, man. We still have the not anatomically correct waist. And this waist swivel's kind of weird. Anyway, we're just here to compare. Oh, that's a nice little... Versus this Logan that can barely stand. The face sculpting, like, it's not a huge improvement in 5 years. Like, this does not even look like Jessica Alba. But the paint definitely helps. Like, this thing looks really good. This guy's not going to stand for me now. But so there's a comparison with that one. Comparison with this one. We got pretty far, pretty fast on these things. Like the face painting on this, like it doesn't even hold a candle to what they were doing just a few short years later. This guy's got some good size to him. Like I said, I really like the size of Sabretooth. But the thing just looks so much better. And the hip articulation just makes it. Like he could actually sidekick this guy. Yeah. I was just checking to make sure I wasn't going to break the figure. Okay, what were we doing? Okay, so that's those guys. Lastly, very last comparison we're going to do, we have Wolverine here. But this is a comic book representation, so this isn't the right comparison to make. We don't have any recent Wolverine figures to go off of, cinematic Wolverine figures. Oh, here, we have a Phoenix too. I forgot, we have a Phoenix. Ignore the eyes. That was someone's attempt at customization. Where is she? Here she is. Some of the proportions are right. They're a good match, but this is comic book again. But there you go. Sorry guys, I'm gonna cough. Last but not least, wrap up the video while I'm dying here, trying to keep talking. Oh man, we've got Ronin, Hawkeye, we've got Black Widow, Infinity War Black Widow with the vest removed, but with a Quantum Suit 2-pack head sculpt on her. Take these guys out of the background so we can see better. And we're going to put them with... Who are we going to put them with? We're going to put them with Scott. And with Jeanne Gray. Here I am gushing about having the visor, and then I lost it. Oh, there it is. There we go. Last final comparison. The nice thing about... Oh, again? Really? Alright, I'm not going to waste any more time. The nice thing about these X-Men movie figures was they actually made a Blackbird for them. That was super cool. But there we go. Last little comparison shot. Look how far we've come, folks. The Quantum Suit 2-pack was released this year, 2019. The figures to their right, Cyclops and Jeanne, were released in the year 2000. So that's 19 years later. Look at where we've come. Toy Biz isn't around anymore, but Hasbro is doing a fantastic job at bringing us the figures that we want and love. That's it for this humongous video. Huge haul. These X-Men were so cool to get. Oh my goodness. Just a lot of fun to check them out. All right, guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for joining me. Be excellent to each other. Hit that like button if you liked the X-Men movie, if you like these figures. Please hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Be excellent to each other. We will see you next time. Peace out.